How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you my Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Season 2 episode review recap. Today's episode is episode 20. I am the Edge. So, why don't you go ahead, wake me up inside and hit that like button. Go ahead and be the Edge yourself and be emo and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. You know, go on. I'll take you on. I'll take on anyone. I'm trying to come up with so many emo songs because I'm just saying that is a beautiful title. I am the Edge. He is the Edge. He is. It's funny. Kenpachi is like. He's like the character edgelords love, right? The people that are like, I love the strongest, or I love this guy because he's so hard boiled. Well, that's usually a phrase used in Japan, but it's kind of funny. I really do like this title going with this character. I'm not going to spoil my rating on this just yet, but can you tell my excitement for it? And that is not being facetious or satirical at all. So, remember last week with the 5-star episode where the guy who can just mask his existence and make you forget. I'm glad we don't get a recap of Yachiru doing that again, having to punch him and then all that other stuff. No, it's continuing on, and this dude's supposed to be Gwenael Lee, the Vanisher, the V for the Sternvitas, and Yachiru is basically an animal, right? Because even though dude's existence is erased from her mind, because that's his little power, and the illustration for his power was done very well. And actually, there's 3. I wish I would have wrote this down. I didn't because of how cool this episode was. I was focused on everything else. There's 3 versions of his power. Version 1, he can erase his form. Version 2, he can erase his existence. Version 3, he can erase his existence from people's minds. So when he does the whole thing, it looks kind of cool. It looks weird. It looks funky. But, Yachiru doing her punch thing is like on impulse. She knows he's a bad guy because it's ingrained in her body, right? Even if Isane is like, hey, that could be a friend. No. I know Kenny-chan said, I was told pay attention to tingles, hot, cold, hate, stuff like that. And she reaches and grabs her blade and says, so since Kenpachi's not here because he loves fighting people when he gets that tingly feeling, I'm going to kill this guy instead. And her sword ability, Sapo Kenju, right, made a thing that looks like a hollow and another thing that I can either describe, okay, for those of you who know video games, looks like the snowman from Darkstalkers, or he looks like that's the Yeti, or it looks like the Yeti from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion cartoon. They look adorable. I'm not gonna lie. They both have blades, right? And when she does a slash before she does this, dude was still cut, and her blade's ability is, it doesn't matter, I can still cut you, period, even if I miss. Apparently on the front and the back end of the blades are copycats. I love that all of the pieces were put there from the beginning, and since it wasn't shown in this episode, I can't go that deep, but I can't go that deep, but I promise you I will go deep as soon as it happens, right? And I think it's gonna happen next episode. But her blade's a copycat, huh? It's very interesting. Also, I want you all to remark that her name is Yachiru. Yachiru is the real name of Captain Uritsu Unohana. Just gonna put that out there. Yachiru Kenpachi was her name. Putting it out there. Putting it out there. Remember, when she first met Kenpachi, she had no name. And he said neither did he, but that's all I can say. And so, as she's about to fight this guy, we get another Quincy who's inside the barrier with Captain Love and Captain Kensei. Dude is basically, there's a hole in this guy now, just splurting blood. And he tells him, yeah, no, but, since you're figuring my imagination, you can go. Even though your powers would be good, but I've just forgotten that you exist at this point. And dude is trying to stab at him like he stabbed at Yachiru, and just like a blood-filled balloon. And then Isane is yelling at him to get out of the barrier. He's already killed the two captains. And when Yachiru tries to fight him, this dude turn her bones, her body into cookies. Like he grabbed her arm, twisted, it's all mangled, and when she goes on the ground to get up, her hand is mangled and she is freaking out. It's on her face, but then the roof is cut off, and here is another fan favorite, Kenpachi Zaraki. Took you long enough to get here, buddy. If we want to analyze for a minute, since I'm in the first 5 minutes of this video here, uh, I can say without a doubt, the Soul Reaper, Spirit Reaper, Shimigami, at least from, I'll say the Shimigami from the Seirete, and we'll go current, right? Top 5 of people's favorites: Kenpachi, Renji, Byakuya, Rukia, and number 5 can be a toss up between Shinji, now that he's here, because people love Shinji. I love Shinji. Shinji's cool with that 60s bob cut. You can also put in Yamamoto, put in Shinsui. Those are at least top 10, but top 5 easily: Kenpachi Zaraki, Renji, Byakuya, Rukia. Your number 5 can kind of swap depending on. So I'm saying Soul Reapers from the say right there. Everybody knows. Of course, there's people out there that love main characters. People love Ichigo. That goes without saying. So him showing up. Actually, no. Hetsugai, number 5. There you go. Figured it out for you. So him being here is a big deal. That means we get a Kenpachi episode. And I was genuinely impressed. It was I don't want to say it was spoiled for me that this was a Kenpachi episode, because someone put up a little GIF meme of them with Kenpachi. You know how people are with their husbandos and waifus. And then I kind of saw something on the Twitters. I'm never calling it X. And so I was kind of prepared for it. I legitimately had forgotten about this fight. And so he's here to fight Grimmy. Grimmy's ability, he is the real Stern Vita V. His ability, he's called the Visionary. Not the Revolutionary. Not Seth freaking Rollins. He is the Visionary. I'll spare you from singing the song. Whoa. I'll spare you from singing the song. But anything he imagines, he can do. Period. When Kenpachi tried, first of all, he makes something called the Seirete Stone Stage just rise up from the ground to give a grand stage, because he's fighting the legendary Kenpachi Zaraki. And I did skip a part. I'll get there in a second. And, when Kenpachi slices him, there's no blood or anything. He says, I made my body as hard as steel. I told you I can. Kenpachi just cuts all the way down. You should have said that from the beginning, brah. Said your body was hard as steel. I can cut steel. One of the coldest lines. Kenpachi has some really good lines. This is why he's one of my favorite. I like him. I will say Byakuya over him 10 times out of 10. But him and Byakuya have some of the greatest one-liners, some of the greatest clapbacks. Just, you should have said you're made out of steel, because then I can cut steel. There's nothing I can't cut. Point blank, that is his statement. That is probably line of the episode, that right there. I'm going to dial it back a little bit. And when he shows up, Isane, remember, she's lieutenant of Squad 4. She was under Unohana. And she says, so you're here, Captain Unohana? He's like, she's dead. He says it without looking at her. He goes, and this is probably one of the most serious moments he has in this episode. And he says, I killed her. So if you want to hate me and you want to kill me, go ahead. And it doesn't feel like Kenpachi is challenging her to a duel to kill him. He's like, I killed somebody that's very important to you. Go ahead, be my guest. And she's crying, and she says, well, thank goodness the fact that you're here then means that you have succeeded and you took the title. And he's like, I took the title. And I'm guessing that her tears are because she's going to miss her. She knew this was coming. She got the letter that Unohana wrote her. And I guess she's more happy that Unohana's wish has come true. Unohana wants, Zaraki to be the strongest. She felt the burden on herself for having made him weak because he's always wanted an opponent on his level, and he saw that with her. And if she would have died, I went over this in my review of that episode. I will put those in the description below if you are new here and haven't seen them. But yeah, man. So I can see why she's gonna, you know, carry that weight and try to get over it, right? But she's happy that her masters, her friend, or her captain, the person she looked up to, that all those wishes have come true. Now back to this cool ass fight, right? Finds out about Yachiru body being made of cookies. Kenpachi don't know what cookies are, so I'm either wondering, is he super Japanese, or how old are you? These people are fairly old. I mean, they're technically in the spirit realm. They're very old. And so Grammy says, "Oh, I should have said Rakugan." And he's like, "I should have said that from the beginning, man." Rakugan is a type of Japanese sugar candy made from wooden. They're made with wooden boxes, made in various different designs. I have not had them myself, but I would love to try one whenever I get over to Japan. So that is what a Rakugan is, your Japanese tip of the day. As I was saying, this fight is insane because Kenpachi does pose a question to him, like, "Hey, dude, you say you're the strongest, Quincy. That's what you said, right? I'm the strongest. You're the strongest. You've never wanted to fight someone why don't you want to fight me, right? Like, that's the point of all this, to see who is the strongest." And Grimmy has never had that notion of fighting anybody, because why would I waste my time killing someone and proving I'm the strongest when I'm already the strongest? He's never had to face anybody because it just anything he imagines, which I'm going to assume that he just imagined the other two were dead, right? And he even says, "I'm going to beat you out." He said, "I'm not going to say anything corny like I'm not going to beat you without raising a finger or using one finger. I'm going to beat you with my mind." This episode is called Swerve the Episode. So first swerve, Gwenael Lee, not the real V Sternvitter. We got this guy. Keep that in mind, right? So as Kenpachi, first of all, let's go over some of the things he's done, right? He threw Kenpachi in a block of water as soon as he jumped in there to come at him again and opened up a crevice. Yachiru fell in. Kenpachi fell in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to crush you and you'll suffocate," blah, 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 blah. Kenpachi is already shark style, bust up through this stone thing, ready to cut him. And as he's coming down, these are either steel or stone, whatever this thing is made out of. And he says, "Oh, so looks like Yachiro's bones are back to normal. Were you so desperate to beat me that you couldn't have your mind focus on her as well?" The clapbacks. By the way, the putting in the title of "I am the Edge," like focusing on him and then the edge of his broken blade. Fantastic. Just absolute fantastic, right? Where is this part here? So he does confirm to Kenpachi this in the spell or illusion when he first did the thing. Now, the fact that he's able to make this guy spill buckets, and he's like, spill buckets of blood. And he goes, "So you can heal yourself." "Oh, can I? I just imagined that I was already healed from that wound quickly." So this is interesting. And Kenpachi even confirms he doesn't mind going against impossible foes like this. And the fact that, first of all, he told Yachiru, Isane's spiritual pressure still around. Isane, by the mind, has also rescued the fallen bodies of Kensei and Love. I don't know if there's a point in doing it if they're dead, but rescued their bodies. Yachiru has just leapt down. The other lieutenants feel the spiritual pressure, look up, they know it's Kenpachi. Grimmy is like, "Yeah, they are imagining they can win the war because you have shown up," right? So now they're fighting, and Kenpachi's words, not even taunting, his words are just getting to him. Like, he's watched him Kid made Magma come out. He sliced Magma, uh, protecting Yachiru as well. He's cut through this stone. He's burst through water. He's done all this stuff. And I like how it blacks in and out as Grimmy's talking. He's like, I don't know what this feeling is, but when I'm looking at this guy, I want to fight him. I want to kill him. And he gets this creepy smile after, kind of having dead eyes, which the dead eye look has been prevalent in this episode. Isane had it when she got the news. Yachiru had it getting her blade, explaining how her stuff worked. She also did a little dance with those guys, which is very cute. Very cute. Making sure I got this right. And so he goes at, they're going and fighting. This dude has made 3D rendered, by the way. Machine guns, shoot at Kenpachi. Kenpachi had to block it with a stone thing. I don't even know Kenpachi knows what machine guns are, but you do to block them. Missiles, he's cut through missiles. He's done all of this stuff. When the kid stopped the explosion with his hand, and he's like, oh, so you're using your hand. Clapbacks. He gets clapbacks for days. And he's like, now it's time to have some real fun. He does a cool move where kid made a steel dome and made his body steel. And he cuts through. He says, how lame. I told you I can cut through steel. Nah, giant stone hand to kill you. He's like, that's so lame. I thought you was useless cutting me. Oh no, he cut the other side of me. Oh no, and now I gotta heal. And Kenpachi says, what's wrong? Did you imagine yourself dying? And that snapped him back. He's like, you know what? Thank you. I'll make you regret that, because now, getting rid of the thought of me losing, I'm gonna be cool. And so he made a second version of himself, which is a real version of himself, because he can create beings. We know that because he made Gwenael. And they made him, he pulled a Sephiroth and calls him Meteor. Add this to, for people who love doing anime feats, add this to your feats. So Kenpachi is like, I've never cut one of those before. Happily dragging his blade, jumping into the air. And he's like, this is exciting, isn't it? Nozarashi. Yes, that is the name of Kenpachi's blade. Nozarashi. And when he does his shikai is drink Nozarashi. And this is when, Yachiru has the memory lane thing, because he said the name, and that's an important part. Please pay attention to that. And he jumps in there and he cuts this thing straight across, and we get the burning flash of light. It goes from his face, no eye patch, younger Kenpachi face. Cuts this thing. He's up in the sky. Big ass meat cleaver, basically. And he tells the kid, he's like, calm down. Because he's getting all hyped. He's like, you really are a monster. No, calm down. I told you there's nothing I can't cut. Kid makes more versions of himself. Kenpachi is put in literal space. And then he cuts the space, cutting dude in half. Like, oh, you forgot to imagine yourself being hard to steal, huh? Bruh, the clapbacks. So then kid does like orbital beam thing on his chest. Blue fire. I do, as much as the Quincy's are a-holes, I do like that their colors are blue. I'm a big fan of blue. I like blues, greens, and purple. So that, so the explosions are blue. I enjoy seeing all the blue. And Kenpachi's lived through all this, and he's like, okay, you're really a monster, so I want to beat you with your own power, with my own hands. And he imagines himself having Kenpachi's power, and he's getting all super beefy and muscly. He's just jumping in there. Then his body splits apart, and when his body splits apart, Kenpachi's like, you stupid idiot, you imagine me as a monster in your head, and that same monster has killed you. And then they do the outro song, but I like it when they switch it up, man. Because after that, we get the full ending of this song, of the episode, where he confirms, no, you're every bit as a monster. I imagined you correctly. The thing is, I can't imagine a body for myself that can actually withstand all your power. And out of his head pops a brain in a jar, brain in a can almost. And Kenpachi's like, what the hell is this? I told you I was going to beat you with my mind, right? His body starts, deteriorating this blue flame. And we get sad song. We got sad song when he first exploded from imagining Kenpachi's monstrous power. Now we got a super sad song with male vocals in the background. And he's saying, yeah, man, even this body I had was a product of my imagination. And he said it's kind of scary imagining what comes next, being in a world where I can't imagine anything. I actually feel bad for this Quincy. Like, I don't know who he's murdered that has been innocent, but I actually feel bad for him. You know, now we have a character that's influenced by another character, and it's pretty good ass fight, and you just feel bad. And Kenpachi just says nothing, right? He just says nothing, and it's really good. Really good. Haiku time. Haiku says, struck thunder, you're on your knees. That's my desire. Don't know who said this, but there was a bit of green in there. So next episode is going to be episode 20, The Headless Star. We do have a moment, though, where, remember the guy that was in the lab in the very beginning, like, oh no, we've been here the whole time. And he's like, I ain't fighting y'all, I'm leaving. He looks through binoculars and sees that battle with the explosions and stuff. And he says, yeah, people do say it's kind of, what is it? He said it's very limiting to only go based upon what you can imagine. And he says, I guess when you have to go against someone that breaks that, it is kind of a peaceful existence when you think about it being limited by your imagination, which is, I get what what they were trying to say. It was kind of, I don't know if it was the translation, but it was kind of jumbled, but I get what they're trying to say. Like, don't only be limited by your imaginations, push things forward. But at the same time, this episode is essentially like, yeah, you can imagine everything. I love that challenge. I will break through whatever's the impossible because there's nothing I can't cut, baby. Slice, meat cleaver, man. I enjoyed this episode. Just straight up 5 out of 5. There is no question about that. This is good, start to finish. Although, and I'm not trying to take you out of the moment when you watch these episodes. Pay attention, like if you have Hulu with ads, like I do, or even if you don't, pay attention when certain stuff happens. Like a lot of times I have to rewind so I can, put in my notes so I can remember some of these lines. Like, there's nothing I can't cut. That's so damn cool. And you look at the timestamp, I said, wow, that whole beginning part with that Gwenael guy, that was only the first 5 minutes. Damn, the rest of this episode is this fight. Good stuff. Kenpachi proving why he is literally one of the best characters out of this entire series. It's proving why he's a fan favorite. Having honor, being sad about killing his idol to get to a new power level, holding that responsibility. And while he is ready for this challenge to fight this guy, once the kid kind of kills himself, he's like, I'm not, what is the point of me trying to murder this kid when he's already hurt? He doesn't get fun. He's like, he's a manslayer, right? But he manslays the strong. He's just not like, yeah, I'm gonna slice you. As proof, when he tried to go after your watch, well, who we thought was your watch, which it's interesting that since that was a fake that pushed Yamamoto to his limits, because he apparently had all the other powers of your watch and being a phony fake guy, whatever. It's kind of sad that guy is the one that took him out. But it makes sense now that Udahan's like, nah. You shouldn't be losing to these scrubs. Let's fix this. 5 out of 5 for sure. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as a matter of fact, in honor of this episode being called The Edge, why don't you go ahead and tell me your favorite emo song? What's your favorite emo song? I think I am a big fan of Headstrong. I can't think. There's a couple of Fall Out Boy songs I like, but let's go with Headstrong. No. We'll go with Drowning Pool. Bodies by Drowning Pool. I like that song a lot. Let me know what your favorite emo song is at the bottom. Let me know what you thought of this episode at the bottom in the comment section. Please don't forget, you're the edge. I'm on the edge. hit that like button. All right. Hit the subscribe button as well. We're trying to get all the way up to 1,000. And you know what? We're halfway to 500 already. It's amazing. Look what we done. Yeah. Look what we done. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of more stuff like this. Even if I forget to post on the various social media platforms that you may follow me on, right there in the description, please follow me. You'll be notified right away. And you know when these things are up and ready for your viewing pleasure. Great episode. Cannot express that any further. And Byakuya has barely fought in the last episode, so I still have there's a chance for me to see some cool Byakuya stuff coming up soon. I cannot wait. Thank you, Kubo. Thank you, Studio Perrier. Please be good, be blessed, wash those hands, be good to yourselves, and be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, all right? Make sure you stay safe out there and you're taking care of yourselves. Please realize that you are not alone in this world, all right? There are people out there that care about you, so reach out to someone, all right? People that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I promise you that. I already told you about my social medias down there. Follow me, send me a message. As long as you're not a jerk, I'll get right back to you. All right, y'all. I'm Shane. Can't wait for next week. I'll see you then. Bon Kai.